They are all located pretty far away from one another. No matter where you live, you're probably more likely to see cultural influences coming from the countries directly around you rather than ones way on the other side of the world. There is, however, one former British colony that exercises a lot of very visible economic and cultural influence over the CANZUK nations. A country everywhere in the English-speaking world takes a great deal of influence from and seems to want closer relations with the good old USA. All of the CANZUK countries trade more with the United States than they do with each other and would probably prefer to trade even more with the United States if given the chance. This is why Justin Trudeau is spending so much time trying to save NAFTA and why Theresa May is hoping really badly for a free trade deal with the US in the aftermath of Brexit. Immigration to the United States from these countries is also generally much higher than within them, and that is despite the fact that it is already easier to immigrate from one CANZUK country to another than it is to immigrate to the United States. For example, in 2016, 4,000 people from Australia and New Zealand immigrated to the USA, but only 2,000 immigrated to Canada. That's not because Canada is harder to get into, it's because they wanted to come to America more. So really, a much more logical idea would be some sort of arrangement to improve ties between the CANZUK countries and the US. All of the indicators suggest that that is the thing these four countries actually want and need more than anything else. But of course, the people behind this CANZUK unification scheme aren't interested in including America in their little plan, because their scheme is much more about reviving a sort of imperial nostalgia than it is about doing what is in the objective best interests of those countries. This is why, for example, their propaganda constantly mentions the fact that the four CANZUK countries are all under the British monarchy and treats this as some great basis for unity. But of course, even having a political system that is symbolically under the British Queen is a very controversial idea in non-British countries, and in any case, it is a completely irrelevant variable of no consequence since the Queen is just a powerless figurehead who does nothing. Plus, as we learned from my previous award-winning video, there are actually quite a lot of countries that are still under the British monarchy. Jamaica and Papua New Guinea are still under the British monarchy, for instance, so why aren't they part of this crazy deal? Basically, the big problem with this whole CANZUK unification idea can be summed up in one word: arbitrary.
Arbitrary. Adjective. Based on random choice or personal whim, rather than any reason or system.
If the goal is closer ties between culturally similar English-speaking countries, why not include America? Or Ireland? If the goal is closer ties of countries under the British monarchy, then why not include everywhere else? If the goal is closer ties between obvious economic partners, well, we're already working on that with our actual economic partners, which we may not share, except America, and are probably not each other. There's only so much time to get things done in politics, and because politicians already tend to ruin everything they touch, it is important that we not waste time with bad ideas, and this, unquestionably, is a bad idea.